Welcome everybody to Serena. My name is Vi. And yeah. I started playing this like a minute ago and then I had to re-figure out what to do, and so yeah.
Sometimes, when I make a great effort, I can remember her scent, the sweetness of her breath. Serena.
Alright. So, you don't know what she looks like. So, I figured out what she looks like and...
Serena? Why can't I see you more clearly? Why can't I even remember? This was taken on that crisp winter night at our mutual friend's hunting lodge. We came back indoors, laughing, giddy as teenagers. It was truly like an enchanted time, like we were in a magic circle where no sorrow or pain could touch us. My love, we don't have a lot of photos of ourselves as a couple, so this one is quite important. The guy who snapped this, our host that night, used an actual film camera. My love, we don't have a lot of photos. The guy who snapped, my love.
Alright, so that's it from that. Sorry, I just played with these.
This one wobbles.
And it's nice
I
to
always
have
meant
it.
to do something about that, but somehow never got around to it. This used to be her favorite spot. She used to sit here, put her legs on the table, lean back, and just give me one of her smiles. Those effervescent, incandescent smiles.
Alright, so I figured out what you have to do is you have to go around in this house, click on everything, and then slowly this picture will start showing Serena.
Once we dragged these chairs out to the lake and scrubbed off all the dust and grime of years. It was a long time ago. For all the charm of furniture like this, something about it reminds me of Ingmar Bergman. Sort of brooding. One of a matching pair, obviously.
Obviously.
There was a piece of gum stuck to the underside of this chair back when we bought this place. We just left it there.
Ew.
For all the charm of furniture
Alright, so the table.
The furniture came with the cabin. Considering how off the beaten path this place is, that helped make up our mind. Sometimes she would brush her leg against mine under the table when we were eating. A curious, sensual thrill. The table is worn but sturdy, just like our relationship was. Or is. I just don't know anymore. Our dining table. Quite modest, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
She left you.
I could tell plenty of stories about this table. To be honest, I'm surprised it's still in one piece. The dining table was well worn even when we acquired the cabin. You could tell from its appearance that it had been the centerpiece of many happy occasions. And there were many more to come. Our dining table.
Ugh.
Quite modest, but Serena enjoyed spice in our life. I preferred it more bland. We were so different on some points.
Would you pass me the pepper? You know, you should use it too. It's good for the pressure.
I can't help these random associations. It's always been that way. I look at a pepper shaker and think of a Beatles song.
Ha, reference.
It's just a pepper shaker, really.
Really?
We got this set from that clearance sale, however long ago that was, yet we never needed to refill it. I didn't notice this before. It reads, "Contents imported from Ceylon." How old is this stuff? It's just a pepper shaker, really.
You always put too much salt in, dear. Think about your pressure.
Blood pressure.
She always worried about my diet. I used to think she did it to annoy me, but now...
Isn't it if you have high blood pressure, you have a chance of a stroke or a heart attack?
It's not the healthier type, just regular table salt.
What?
I always planned to switch to mineral or sea salt, but then I always ended up buying the regular stuff. Doctors, they always overreact.
It's their job to make sure you're safe, dude.
I must be even more exhausted than I realize. Here I am, staring at a salt shaker, My thoughts a million miles away.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna click on
It's
everything.
not the healthier type. I could tell plenty of stories about this table.
Alright.
To be honest, I'm surprised it's still in one piece. The dining table was well worn even when we acquired the cabin.
The fuck is that? Is that
You
a
could tell
hat?
from its appearance that it had been the centerpiece of many happy occasions.
Okay, that painting,
And there were
picture
many
right
more to
there,
come.
freaks the living hell out of me. Alright, so let's go left to right.
Our dining table. Quite modest, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I could tell plenty of stories about one of a matching pair.
Obviously.
We had such a wonderful time dining in this cabin. Serena loved to experiment with her cooking. Truth be told, not all the cooking she did was a resounding success. We agreed to never attempt doing ravioli again.
Oh, ravioli is disgusting.
You silly dolt. Here, give me that. Don't be such a child.
I think it dates from the colonial era, probably brought over by the Pilgrims.
Nah, probably like 10
It
years ago.
belongs in a museum.
No, it doesn't.
An archaeologist could excavate the layers of food forever welded onto this and learn about the days when other beings ruled the earth.
That's disgusting.
I think it dates from the colonial era, probably brought... Sharing meals with a good red wine was one of the great pleasures in our relationship, especially in the intimacy of this cabin. I should probably eat. Can't remember the last time I ate, yet I don't feel hungry. I have more pressing things on my mind right now than culinary exploits.
Culinary. Not culinary.
The stove looks like something from World War I.
Yeah, it's old.
Considering how basic and ancient the kitchen is, it's a wonder what we managed to do with it from time to time. Well, she mostly.
Feeling peckish, dear?
Yes, I'm hungry.
The stove looks like something from World War I.
Cook me something.
So much wisdom and happiness in this bookcase. My life would have been much poorer without all this. The smell of old books is intoxicating. What happens to wood pulp as it ages gives it that distinctive vanilla smell.
I love vanilla.
I loved it when we took down one of my favorites and curled up on the bed to read together as the wind howled outside on cold winter nights. Most of the books are mine, but all of hers are still here too. A lot of rarities and special editions here.
I would like it if the screen would stop going up and
I
down.
didn't lend out my Necronomicon, did I?
No,
No,
of course
of
not.
course not. Most of the books are mine, but all of hers are still here too. I didn't lend out my Necronomicon, did I?
Alright.
No, of course not.
I'm sorry if I move this thing all over the place, my mouse. I'm not used to having such a high quality.
Most of the books are mine, but all of hers are still here too. A lot of rarities and special editions here.
Alright, so the bookcase is done.
So many afternoons spent in this armchair.
Come sit with me. I want to talk. And cuddle.
What did we talk about? Damn this fallible memory of mine. The most comfortable spot in the cabin. Well, along with the bed, of course. I can imagine her cuddling up to me even now, putting her hand under my shirt. Of course, we made love here, too. There was no place in the cabin we didn't before things deteriorated.
Ew.
The most comfortable spot in the cabin. Well, along with the bed, of course.
Doesn't that just freak you out? I really hate that.
There was a piece of gum stuck to the underside of this chair
Alright.
back when we bought this place. We just left it there. This window never got much attention. Then again, the view isn't nearly as spectacular. Priorities, right? I guess it's covered with grease and grime from cooking, mostly. There's probably nothing out there that I want to see, anyway. All the stuff I care about is inside. Well, except for Serena. I can make out nothing through this window.
I can.
There was a time long ago that all this disrepair felt oddly homey. All the windows are drafty, but like everything else, we just got used to it. We liked it, even. I can make out nothing through this window.
Okay.
For all the charm of furniture like this, the dining table was well worn even when we acquired the cabin. You could tell from its appearance that it had been the centerpiece of many happy occasions, and there were many more to come.
Hello? Okay then. Let's go this way. True friends stand by each other through any adversary. I really don't have a comment on this picture. It's just kind of weird.
No, I don't want to leave right now. There's still something for me in here. I better stay in case Serena comes back. There's always a chance she might return.
Dude, I doubt it. She left you. And then you're gonna burn her picture. Come, love, with peace in your heart, said Niam the ice blue eyes. Ride with me, shed your mortal guise. Here in our mount, our snow-white mare. Come, Oisin, to my garden fair. In the land of youth ply your art. Ours shall be the cycle of days, our sun and sky and rainbow ways. And now you're gonna read it.
Love, with peace in your heart, said Niamh of the ice blue eyes. Blue eyes.
I believe Serena's eyes are blue.
It's based on an Irish folktale. Warrior poet O'Sheen goes to Tirnanog, a Celtic otherworld known as the land of youth and promise. Niamh is of the Fey folk, the fair ones, fairies. Weird mix of doggerel and artistry. The elemental imagery is evocative, but the language and structure are a bit quaint. Still, some lines jump out at you. I've always been drawn to things that are kind of both good and bad at the same time. Maybe because that's so like life. My grandma introduced me to these old legends when I was just a kid, in between stories of what she could still remember of her childhood in the old country. Weird mix of doggerel and artistry.
Alright, I'm gonna leave you guys to look at that for a second. I'll be right back.
The imagery is evocative, but the language and structure are a bit quaint. Still, some lines jump out at you.
I'm back. And you're gonna hear me eating, probably. But, oh well. Get used to it.
Something draws me to this trunk. Is it the memories locked within? Or something else? It's too painful. I want to, but not yet. We found this trunk at a flea market. We used to love rummaging around those in our early years. Big enough for a lifetime of mementos.